See you. First up, we've got Nvidia rallying above a key level today and extending a 4-day win streak, up nearly 20% this week. Your trade on that beloved stock.
On that beloved stock, Tyler, I'm going to tell you to buy it cautiously. If you don't own it, you've got to wade into that water. This is the hottest area of the market. As long as the race for AI and this battle to continue to create AI continues, this stock's going to do well. They're still looking for like 40% growth in earnings from this company over the next 5 years. It's gone from 48 times earnings, 2024 earnings, to 34 times next year, and coming down with this large earnings growth. So it's performed beautifully well. It's a cyclical area. It probably has a few years left, but the AI impetus that's driving those earnings, I think, can take this stock higher, even at a $3 trillion market cap.
So if you want to establish a position, this is a dollar cost average in.
I think so. I mean, this is, if you have a blank in this space, I would want to have a position. It doesn't have to be a full position, and it has to be in keeping with your investment discipline and philosophy. So it can't be an appropriate risk for your portfolio. Check with your advisor.
The stock market thrives on volatility and speculation, and few companies illustrate this better than Nvidia. With artificial intelligence, AI, revolutionizing various sectors, it's no surprise that Nvidia, a key player in AI hardware and software, has attracted myriad investors' attention. However, there's an intriguing twist. Not everyone believes AI is Nvidia's golden ticket. One influential voice, Aswath Damodaran, the finance professor esteemed as the dean of valuation, has a different perspective. Instead of AI, he sees other factors driving Nvidia's future growth. Does this mean you should reconsider investing in Nvidia? Let's delve deeper through the views of industry leaders and data-backed analysis to unravel the mystery of Nvidia's stock potential. But before we do that, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Another batch of positive economic data helping drive another day of gains for stocks. For more on the markets, we're joined by Aaron Brown, PIMCO Portfolio Manager. Aaron, it is fantastic to see you. Thanks for being here. So let's talk about this now comeback of optimism to the market here. Do you still expect some volatility going forward, or does it feel like things have sort of stabilized?
I think for the very short term, things have stabilized. We've gotten a slew of data that's been better than expected, particularly after the payroll print, which really sent market into the downward price action that we saw. Since then, the data that's come out has all been suggestive of the fact that the economy is growing but slowing, and that the Fed is on pace to cut rates starting in September at a quarterly pace of 25 basis points. We probably get 3 cuts this year and another 4 next year. All of that said, I think as we move into the fall, particularly as we move closer to the election, there is going to be more bouts of volatility. I would say that as an investor, I would fade those bouts of volatility unless we start to see the economy really sliding towards a recession. But for now, the economy seems to be on track to a slowing trend, but still very much in positive territory.
Body Nvidia's soaring stock price is the talk of Wall Street, viewed by some as the quintessential example of speculative enthusiasm fueled by AI. Still, it's not simple hype. Nvidia's foray into various tech domains shows a company that doesn't just follow trends but often sets them. As investors chomp at the bit, trying to discern whether Nvidia is the next big winner or just smoke and mirrors, Damodaran's perspective introduces a unique, critical lens. Let's pull back for a bit. Consider Damodaran, a renowned figure in finance circles, often appearing on influential platforms like the Top Traders Unplugged podcast. His skepticism stems not from Nvidia's capabilities, but from its valuation. Damodaran has publicly said that Nvidia's stock price is a bridge too far, valuing the company at a modest $43.63 per share post-split. Despite its current rate being nearly 2.7 times higher, numbers don't lie, but they do leave room for interpretation. Oh, market cap. The great debate of what's it worth? When Damodaran claimed Nvidia's market cap, nearing $3 trillion, is not justified by the AI alone, He raised eyebrows. AI might be big, he said, but it's not enough to account for the extraordinary valuation. There's always that kid on the playground who seems to win at every game. Nvidia, with its venture into gaming, crypto, and now AI, seems like that kid. It emerges victorious where others stumble. One of Demodrin's key reasons for his view ties into the AI market size prediction. Even optimistic estimates like Goldman Sachs, projecting AI as a potential $4 trillion business, fall short, according to Demodrin. He argues that Nvidia's architecture for AI couldn't be more than $500 billion of that total. Sarcastically speaking, it's like saying even if you own a multi-story mansion, at the end of the day, it's still surrounded by much cheaper suburban homes. The mansion, Nvidia's stock price, can't perpetually rise based only on good looks, AI hype. When Demodrin suggests Nvidia's stock might be more than meets the eye, he points to something intriguingly called optionality. So where does Nvidia's potential lie? Let's find out. Hello everyone and welcome back to Investocracy.
So one of the things I think we've heard about as investors have taken some profits in technology stocks, and certainly in stocks like Nvidia, is they've heard from these other technology companies, the big ones that are actually spending a lot of money on Nvidia chips, and they've had a lot of conference call questions about, is that spending going to pay off? Do you need to be doing all that spending? And it almost felt like all of a sudden people were like, oh gosh, the chip business is a cyclical one. And maybe Nvidia with that big lead was ready to be first out the gate. But what if these other companies have to pull back on some of that spending? Is that going to impact Nvidia? Is that going to impact the stock? How are you thinking about that?
I mean, we just got back from Asia, and we'll be there again in the next few weeks. It's unlike anything I've seen in 25 years covering tech in terms of this fourth industrial revolution playing out. And look, they're the only game in town. AMD, Lisa Su, they'll also benefit here. But we're talking about $1 trillion of CapEx that's going to be spent in AI. And I think fighting that is just a tough battle, especially in a soft landing environment where we think tech stocks continue to move higher, including Nvidia.
Nvidia's potential doesn't just lie in AI, but in its ability to pioneer new market spaces. Quantum computing, the metaverse, and the exciting realm of AGI, artificial general intelligence, are all on the horizon. Demodrin offers an exciting hypothetical. Nvidia might thrive due to its ability to break into yet another booming industry segment before competitors. Imagine the day of driverless cars filling your neighborhood. Nvidia's AI technology could power these innovations into reality. Edge AI, which brings computational power closer to the data source, think smart devices locally instead of cloud reliance, could also revamp the consumer tech space. The NYU professor emphasizes that Nvidia has a remarkable track record of identifying and capitalizing on nascent but transformative markets. Gaming, crypto, and AI are testimonies to that. Despite differing views, data can be a reality check. Nvidia's recent earnings reports and aggressive revenue forecasts reinforce Demodrin's points. For instance, their Q2 revenue of $6.5 billion, up 68% year-over-year, underlines substantial growth, yet still leaves many skeptics pondering how much more juice can be extracted from current markets. What can we extract from tweets and public conversations among traders and financial analysts? Consider tweets from top trader accounts, amplifying discussions on Nvidia's potential dabbling in quantum computing or the metaverse. Verified financial gurus tweeted about how Nvidia's current tech advancements show hints towards broader adoption in various nascent fields. These social media signals add another layer to analyzing whether the stock is worth its hefty market price. For now, Demodrin remains cautious. His stance underscores a compelling point. Being an industry leader doesn't inherently validate a sky-high stock price. What happens when market euphoria tempers down? Investors have to contemplate whether Nvidia's reach truly extends to proposed new verticals or if it stagnates under exaggerated expectations. So what does this mean for every Nvidia stock investor? The answer is crystal clear. But before going through it, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
One of the other areas that you like that I honestly have not heard people talk about a lot in a while is the Kospi, which is the Korean stock market. It hasn't done much this year, much of anything. So what do you think would change that?
Sure. So I think one of the things that's been holding back the Kospi is the fact that it is about 13% of the weight is in the EV sector. And we've seen that come under a lot of pressure over the last year or so, particularly over the last 6 months. However, the majority of the Kospi, about a third of it, is in the semiconductor chip sector that is very much levered to the AI theme. And historically, you actually see the Kospi trade pretty closely correlated with tech and with AI. It's decoupled over the last year and a half, but we think that that's likely unjustified. And I think that going forward, you're actually going to see an accelerated move to the upside in the Kospi, particularly now that we've seen a lot of these EV names get bottom out. And so it's a name that we think is cheap. They're doing a lot in terms of the value up proposition, in terms of corporate reform, which is not yet being rewarded by the market overall. And we think that there's a lot of potential for positive earnings momentum coming out of the Korean stocks, particularly out of the tech sector, which we think right now is very undervalued relative to how this tech sector is trading in the US.
In wrapping up the intriguing debate around Nvidia, it's vital to assess whether this moment presents a sturdy investment or a cautionary tale of inflated market frenzy. Nvidia's achievements, spanning from gaming to AI, prove its resilience and innovative forefront, even as some experts like Demodron question its current valuation. Presently, Nvidia's historical performance and future potential shine a beacon for potential investors. Predictions forecast sustainable growth, driven by the burgeoning demands of AI and nascent market opportunities like quantum computing and AGI. The stock's current pullback could serve as an opportune moment for those who envision Nvidia as a long-term titan capable of pioneering future tech landscapes. In a world where market trends shift rapidly, the solid track record of Nvidia should not be overlooked. The stock remains at a pivotal position, influenced heavily by a mixture of proven data, potential innovation, and investor sentiment. Though opinions vary, one cannot dispute Nvidia's role as a heavyweight contender in the tech space. What's your take? Considering the data and insights, do you see Nvidia as worth the hype or overpriced? Engage with us by sharing your views. The stock market's resonance relies on diverse perspectives, making each investor's opinion a valuable asset in its own right. In the ever-evolving world of stocks, strategic foresight paired with informed decisions remains your best bet. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.